Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the College Football Nightcap. I am your host today, Lucas Hill. Scout will be unavailable until I think he said yesterday, Saturday. So we will have an array of guests. Guys, I just put out a tweet not too long ago. And I am extremely excited for this. I'm extremely excited for what we have to offer to you guys because we have an announcement. We got a lot to talk about. We have Chris Gordy of Locked On SEC joining us tomorrow. Harrison Fant of SEC Unfiltered, college baseball analyst and insider, will be joining us. Really excited to have him on. Really excited to get his perspective on some things going around college football. Dude, I know that college baseball is a little whiles away, but we'll also get his taste for what's going to happen around college baseball. So we have a lot to talk about as well. Get some insight, get some highlights that have gone on. And we'll talk about that and a lot more. So guys, everybody do me a favor before we get started any further. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, follow me at Lucas_Hill23, and we'll go ahead and get this thing rolling right now, baby. The biggest thing that you guys really need to really lock in on as we get started on what is going to be a great night here on the College Football Nightcap. So, if you guys remember all the way back at the beginning of the year, let's go ahead and let's talk about what's going on. All right. So let's discuss what we got going on for this week. First of all, big time tweet that just got put out earlier by Chuck Dunlap, who is apparently the official contact for SEC football. But yeah, he is the Department of headed to communications around the SEC. So this is what he put out in a tweet earlier today. See if we can pull it up. SEC Championship game threads update as the home team, Texas, has elected to wear their white jerseys on Saturday, so Georgia will be in their traditional red worn at home. I thought Georgia was in their white last year. I'm telling you, I thought Georgia was in their white last year. So make it make sense. Okay. But look, I thought they wore red last year, but whatever. Cool, I guess. Doesn't really make much of a difference. But hey, we'll just see what happens from then on. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about of what's happened going into the SEC. I kid you not what we missed. Hold on, let me check and see if that works. My bad, guys. I didn't mean to put my freaking mic all the way in the back. like it's at the back of a VIP line or something like that. Babe, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So one of the big shining moments that we got to see throughout the football game against between Texas and Texas to A&M was that goal line stand that Texas had. And it just goes to show you how dominant that front is. It goes to show you how dominant they have consistently been on that side of the football. But it also goes to show you how bad of a play call that it was in crunch time. Why did they decide to run draw right up the middle? That doesn't make any sense to me. Really doesn't. Really doesn't. So let's go ahead and let's break down this play real fast. Because this was just beyond stupid. Stupid. Just beyond stupid. Kind of confused me that we saw. So here's what confused me, okay? Was the very end of that game. They run draw, okay? They run draw. But apparently they didn't even pull the tight end to go man-to-man on an edge rusher. They just let him have a free release. Up and crash to that defender. Or up to the running back. Dude, Ethan Burke had a free release. All this dude had to do was literally look down and say, hey, I'm going to come by and come get me some. I'm going to come by and So let's go ahead and let's show this little thing right now, all right? So let's go. My bad for the horrible quality, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not even there. So it's that, first of all, it's 17-7, and yet you're going for a touchdown right here. Instead of kicking the field goal and trying to make this a one-possession game. That's what you should be focusing on if you were Texas A&M and Mike Elko. Now, I get it. You have been mostly irrelevant on offense. But on a play like this, you have to go and kick the field goal. So here we go. Dude, they're loading the freaking box. They're literally loading the damn box on your ass. Hey, shout out Mike over at FCS Nation Radio, because initially we were going to try to get him on. He said he's got his nieces and his brother-in-law dropped on him so he can go to his company's Christmas party, and said try and find them a mama, like he said. That is crazy. Hey, man. Hey, Mike. Hey, my bad. Hey, sorry, Mike. Hey, we'll catch you later. But let's go ahead and let's break down this play first of all. Let's full screen this. So you're loading the box right here. You know that you have this safety on the edge. So I don't know if A&M even had any real major success running outside. But, dude, this was a horrible play call. Let's go ahead and just run through this real fast. So we already get a good jump off. We're going to down, down, down. Our center gets blown off the football right up the middle. This play is essentially blown up by the time the ball is handed off. Watch this right here. Watch this defender right here. I think that's 95 or something like that. All he does, arm over. Tight end doesn't is late getting puller's late, and then Burke's in the backfield. Dude, that was a horrible play design. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why are we under center, by the way? Why are we under center? It doesn't make any sense to me why we would be under center. When you have a mobile freaking quarterback in your backfield, why are you not going to go from shotgun? You're going to go from under center. How does that make any sense? But we're going to run I formation. We're going to have two tight ends in the backfield. We're going to go heavy personnel and run 22. And we're going to try to get them on a trap. And this gets absolutely blown up. Because even if Burke doesn't make the play, even if this tight end over here decides to do a choke block, then we end up having this defensive tackle in the backfield, and he blows up the play anyway.
Hold up.
Scout, what's up, dude?
Is my camera... I think my camera's messed up. Hold on. I'm going to rejoin.
Come on, man. Get your stuff together. This is bull crap. I'm just playing. Hey, L. All right. Hopefully Harrison doesn't have any issues either. But hey, that was a wild play call from Colin Klein. I'm shocked at the play call. Why you would run that play call in that situation shocks me. Makes no sense whatsoever. But a hell of a play by Ethan Burke. I'll give him that. But no, man, we can't go from the pistol or the I formation and do something like that. Dude, you look like freaking Doug Peterson right now. I love the fit.
Love the fit.
Hey, my freaking 49ers are flopping horribly.
Okay.
Sold our freaking soul to the devil just to try to get to the Super Bowl in 2 years, in 2 seasons. And now we stay healthy, and now I can't hear you.
Oh, wait.
Now
you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, I love the Doug Peterson fit, bro.
You like the hair? The flowage?
Dude, that thing is slick. I love it. I love it. Scout, Harrison Fant, college baseball insider and college football insider is going to be joining us in about 15 minutes. He's from SEC Unfiltered. Okay. Dude, here's the thing with Harrison. He's been trying to get on a lot of live shows, and I was like, you know what? I got to give this dude his props because, like, this dude's already pretty good when it comes to the college baseball world. And so he's pretty well known. We'll get his thoughts on
rookie college baseball influencers, Scout and Lucas Hill.
There you go. Hey, we need to get into the college baseball world too. Why not?
I've already had I think Troy will be I'll pop my baseball cherry at Troy.
Why not?
They have this thing called Doubles Corner in left field. So like, okay, so the Troy, I don't know if you've been to Troy. So the Troy quad, like the athletics quad, if you turn left, you go to the baseball field. If you go straight, it's veterans. And then if you go past veterans, it's basketball. So it's really, really nice. And it's one of my favorite things to just like walk around it. But the quad, they use the baseball field during like football pep rallies and stuff, but you can also just sit on the quad for free. So like there's
Yeah.
all these old guys that tailgate the whole game, like will make Kaneka and stuff. And several of them have hit me up, invited me out and such. But never know.
By the way, just an update. Micah cannot come on Friday for the Nightcap.
So sad.
So I'm trying to get whenever he can come on. Because look, here's the thing. The ACC title game, I'm kind of with.
For sure.
But, dude, we got to talk some transfer portal. Got a lot to talk about today, Scout.
Okay, look, Caden Salter, if you're listening, I love you. Get a job.
He's going back into the portal again?
Yes.
Oh, my God. This is the second straight year he's gone back.
Did you not see that earlier?
Yeah, I just saw it today. The dude has done nothing. Isn't he hurt?
Something. Get a job, young buck. I think, sure, he's making more money, but you're having to take classes. Like, would you rather, make 10% as much but not take classes, or what?
Right. No. I totally get it, dude. I completely get it. Dude, already, let me read you a crazy statistic that I saw from On3. 2,700 dudes went into the portal during the 23-24 cycle.
And then what is it right now?
I mean, that was from last year. I have no idea what it is right now. I'm trying to look at 25 right now, but already they've had 280 that entered.
Yeah, it's probably something crazy.
I'm sorry, 2024, 3,333 entered the portal.
Well, and I mean, I'm kind of for it, honestly. Like with everything going on, I think that a lot of influx to the portal helps teams. Like now you can truly I still don't think you can build a program, but you might be able to build a team.
Yeah.
Or help a team build. But I still don't. Still a big believer that you can't build a program like that.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. There's a lot that goes into that, and there's a lot that goes into so much more with stuff like that. Just kind of confusing, and it's just a wacky time now for the transfer portal. There were a couple of dudes that entered in like crazy.
Yeah.
They've had a lot.
Derek Rivers was really, really early.
Which one?
The FIU receiver.
Rivers?
Yeah. His was maybe not early, like literally, but just early in the sense of
right.
Like, I think somebody definitely was in his ear of like, hey, you can have a better career somewhere else.
Yeah. There's been a lot of guys that are like that right now, especially in the portal. When you get guys with what FIU's going through right now and what UCF's going through, I think UCF had like 4 or 5 dudes enter the portal just today alone.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I think this too, I think that dudes knew that Malzahn was going to get fired at the end of the year because it's gone from just a decent start from when they go 9-4, like back-to-back years, and then they've just been kind of tanking ever since then. And they just hit an all-time low with this year. And I mean, how can you blame them when you've got guys like RJ Harvey that's having great years in the Big 12, and yet you can't do anything on defense?
Yeah.
And so I think it's for the better for a lot of dudes. So we'll just have to see.
They'll figure it out though.
Yeah. Dude, the majority of people that entered the portal from just last week alone before it officially opened, a lot of them came from the FCS, but I think you can do that too at the FCS level, huh?
Well, yeah. Also, most of their seasons are already over.
Right. I saw one guy that was from UCF. He was an edge rusher. He initially entered the portal in October, I think.
Yeah.
And then he officially entered it again today. And I was like, well, that makes no sense. Then I realized the portal window really wasn't open. Then
Yeah.
he just was sitting out the rest of the year until the portal opened up today. So
yeah, for sure.
It makes a lot more sense there. Dude, there's been a lot of lot of dudes that have entered the portal already.
Yeah.
And it's only getting started.
Jacob Zeno entered the portal from
I was about to say Jacob Zeno entered the portal. How are you feeling about that one?
I'm glad that he gets a real senior season, but also like he's another one where I'm like, you could be playing in the NFL, you could be drafted, like.
I remember the name Jacob Zeno. Y'all lost 2 quarterbacks too, huh? Because Zeno was at Baylor
was
for a little while.
Backup, or I shouldn't say like a backup. Like he's still a good player, but he definitely wasn't the starter or anything, right?
Right. Because I remember last year Zeno had some moments where he showed flashes of a lot of potential, but I think just because of his inconsistency this year and because of how he is in this Trent Dilfer offense, he's not really going to be utilized for the better. And I think he needs to. I honestly, I don't think he does go back to the G5 level. He may end up at a.
I think he would consider a good G5 team.
I don't know. That's the thing. What would suit him though? Because he's from around the San Antonio era. Well, so a team like Texas State
I think a bunch of Sun Belt teams are going to look after him.
Yeah, I know Texas State is definitely going to look at him. I know G.J. Kinney loves his skill set. In fact, a guy like T.J. Finley, which they had 2 years ago, I know they had another dude that came from Baylor as well that just entered the portal today. But dude, there's been nothing but when you look at in the initial page on 3, it's nothing but so and so has entered the portal. So and so has entered the portal. It's nothing but that. And I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How about Malachi Singleton entering the transfer portal from Arkansas?
There's a few from Arkansas, I think, but overall, I just have the same opinion on all of them. I think all these guys, I'll have more of an opinion if I know where they go. And I can be like, at that point, I'll be able to tell you whether or not. Well, I think no matter what, they probably did a good job of going portal. But no matter what is the scout opinion? Don't know exactly yet.
Let's get to some more G5 news. Florida Atlantic has hired Zach Kitley, former Texas Tech offensive coordinator, as their new head coach. Texas Tech, bro. You talk about some of the best offenses that we've seen from recent years. Dude ended up as a student assistant with Sonny Cumbie on that team. So he initially came to go play basketball there and then ended up transferring to Texas Tech for something. And so he ended up going from there and then went on to somewhere else. Now he's a head coach over with FAU at just 33 years old. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he might be the youngest head coach in the FBS now.
How old is he?
He is 33. Yes. He is now the youngest head coach in the FBS that he replaced Nate Drilling as the youngest head coach in college football. Nate Drilling was as an interim. So I don't know if you could consider that as a head coach, but yeah, man, Zach Kitley, bro. He brought along a lot of experience. In fact, he was the reason why Bailey Zappi got so good whenever he was at Houston Baptist and then transfers to Western Kentucky. And believe it or not, Kitley was there during his lone season at WKU. And guess what happened that year? Bailey Zappi would set the single season record for passing yards and passing touchdowns. And then goes on to Texas Tech. So they're about to score like 40, 50 points a game at
Somebody
this
said
point.
it was the hoot and shoot.
Huh?
But it's not the gun and shoot. It's going to be the hoot and shoot.
Sheesh. Depends on what you got at FAU, bro. The splash and shoot, I guess.
They're the Owls, brother.
Okay, but it's near a beach. That's why I say
Who?
hoot and shoot. I know. I know what you're talking about. I know. I get it. It's cute, but
Louisiana
I don't know.
Education.
Huh?
I was like, Louisiana Education.
Oh, shut up. Ain't y'all cousin bumpers?
Whoa. Oh.
Hey.
We're on a 2-week streak, or two-show streak of bringing up some Mama Show.
Hey, we talked about Unk yesterday, okay? At this point, we're gonna get put on Barstool. And by the way, we're on freaking we're not getting anybody on YouTube anyway, so it's not like YouTube's gonna be just. It's not like they're gonna crash out on us. X is fine because we can speak whenever we want. But no, ever since Kitty has gone to Texas Tech, they've just been consistently improving. They actually just finished this year as the number 8 offense in the nation. FAU, you know about them on offense. You know the type of dudes they've had with Lane Kiffin that they had on the opposite side of the ball. They tried to go with the Tom Herman experiment. Hopefully this Texas experiment goes better for them than it did the last time with the guy. Like Tom Herman was, because let's just be honest, Herman's just there just to get another coaching job. He was just waiting for the opportunity so that he can dip out of there and go back to P4 and go be an analyst.
Insane.
Who do you think is going to take over the West Virginia job? Is it really going to be Rich Rod?
More than likely, if I had to guess.
Because here's the thing. I don't know if you saw, but I put out a tweet last night because I got stuck just playing on my phone this late at night. But I tweeted out this thing when it came to this. Off of, you know who C.W. Lambert is?
I'm forgetting if I do not.
He's like Big 12 guy. He's around Morgantown. This is what I posted. If we're being real, the last time West Virginia had some form of consistency every season as a national title contender was the Rich Rod years. Take the shot and drop a bag on him and see if he comes back to Morgantown. This is what he said. He wants to finish what he started in Morgantown. Hey, look, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
That's why I say you need to drop a bag on him. My bad, my grandma's texting me. Hey, to all you grandmas, to all the grandmas out there, y'all are some goats.
Grandma. Thank you, Grandma.
Hey man, my grandmama, ooh.
Your grandmama?
Yeah, man. You don't remember the Larry Johnson ones? Them Larry Johnson ads whenever he was promoting Reebok and stuff?
Oh my god. Yes.
Grandmama! Oh, Lordy. All right, Harrison just told me that he's going to be jumping on in just a second, so we'll get him in pretty soon. Dude, we got a lot to talk about because I know Micah kind of already gave us his initial thoughts for the Omaha 8. He already gave us his. I want to hear Harrison's Omaha 8 and see what he thinks with the upcoming season. By the way, I don't know if you heard, but Kevin Concepcion.
Yeah.
That's a freaking hard name to spell. He's looking at Colorado, Alabama, Auburn, Penn State, and Kansas State. First of all, why the hell are you looking at Auburn? They don't have a quarterback. What the hell did you just do?
A teammate killed me when I had Signaler on. That's what happened.
What are you playing, COD?
Yeah, I gotta play COD in the background, bro, so don't talk too much.
I look, you switch between freaking.
Before I got on, I was playing NCAA, and I won 24-21 against Auburn online.
With Georgia Southern?
No, with Louisville.
Dude, Auburn's defense is cheese sometimes in the game.
If you know how to use it, thankfully the guy I was playing did not.
Yes.
I think I ran different types of mesh concepts the whole game.
You know, ain't nothing wrong with the mesh concept, dude, because, I mean, mesh is broken in that game, to be honest with you.
It's not broken. It's like I hate when people say that because like in all reality, it is what it is, right? Like it's not something crazy, but it just works. If it works in real life, it's gonna work in the game.
Hey, I mean, that is true. I mean, if it does work, it does work. Honestly, though, you know, how has the game been so far? Let me just ask you.
It's solid.
Like, do you feel like it's exceeded expectations of what you all thought was going to happen?
Exceeded, maybe not, but solid.
Gotcha.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so much better than Madden." I'm like, "No, it's not better than Madden. It's literally just like it's very similar to what the old Madden was, like the Madden from literally a year or like last year, um, with a few alterations.
Gotcha. Dude, Madden's so broken.
Madden isn't bro. It's okay. Look,
Madden's the same copy and paste game since 2019. Actually since 2018.
Terribly uneducated.
Excuse me, what?
Yep.
Me uneducated?
Yep.
How?
Look. Okay, so 19 was the same as like 20. I'll give you that, right?
19 was freaking garbage.
21 and 22 were different.
20
was a lot.
I will say this. I enjoyed playing Madden 20. Okay? I enjoyed playing online mode. I enjoyed playing Ultimate Team. But, bro, the freaking grind got absolutely insane over the next several freaking games.
On Ultimate Team?
Yes!
Yeah.
Ultimate Team was dog water. Now, I will say...
This and last year, you can get in and get at whatever level easily. Like for Blitz basically made it impossible to be ahead.
Bro, you remember those little mini games that they had in 20?
Yeah, they still have those.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Like just like random mini games.
That's crazy. By the way,
No, they
rock
don't have
music.
like the long shot mini games anymore, but they incorporated some of the other stuff.
Interesting. Let's get him in this thing right now. Introducing not only
Oh,
college baseball insider. You know we had to get some rock music for this dude. You know we got to introduce him well. We got to introduce him proper. He is a college baseball insider with SEC Unfiltered, also a college football insider on the side as well. It's none other than our good friend Harrison Fant. Harrison, good to see you in person, my friend. How are you today?
Good, glad to be here. Thanks for having me, guys, and I appreciate that intro. It's a hell of an intro. I'll take it.
Harrison, we got to talk some College World Series. Drop us your Omaha 8. We already had Micah Butel of Just Means Less ACC come in a couple weeks ago. He dropped his early on. We want to hear your early season predictions before we get into some college football talk, brother.
Man, Lucas, asking for a way, way too early Omaha 8.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I'd say this is a way too early. Micah dropped a way, way too early week after Omaha, 2025 Omaha 8. And I texted him, I said, Micah, there's way early, there's way too early, and you are way, way too early. Hey. And everyone else started following the trend. So,
hey, he got me a free shirt out of just knowing him at the same time. So, W Micah.
I'll take that. Yeah. I'll give you an Omaha 8 right now, just kind of off the rip. Just the foundation of the program has been built by Tony Vitello in Tennessee. I don't see them going anywhere but back to Omaha next year.
Oh, hell no.
So they're I think a lock for me. I think there's gonna be a lot of pieces in the transfer portal is going to sort things out throughout this fall that happened this fall. Transfers in the winter. I think there'll be a couple there. I'm telling you, I think LSU gets back to Omaha. I really do. I mean, just the pieces that they have there, they have just studs up and down the lineup. The depth that they have the talent, they have the pedigree. A lot of guys have been to Omaha. They know what it takes, the expectations, the standard there in Baton Rouge is finishing the season, spending the summertime in no other than Omaha, Nebraska. Mm-hmm. So LSU, another one, it's tough for me, but I'm gonna lean a school in Texas. It's kind of borderline. I don't think both are going to get in. But I do think that Texas finally gets to Omaha for the first time in what feels like quite a while. I mean, you got a great coaching staff. I know that came over from A&M in Sloss. You have Nolan Kane, a phenomenal recruiter in player development, and then the Arm Farm and Max Wiener, the pitching staff. And what he did in 1 year, the turnaround at A&M was unbelievable. And just getting to know him in Omaha, he knows how to improve pitchers and really take them to the next level. And he did. He had Evan Ashton back at A&M win Stopper of the Year. He was a walk-on, preferred walk-on, I believe, at the beginning of his career. So they got a ton of studs at Texas, and the only talent's only going to continue to pour in. So I see Texas sneaking in Omaha, kind of I don't want to say sleeper, but just kind of, I don't think it's going to be an easy route for them. After that, it's going to be tough, but I see definitely Oregon State just with their path getting back to Omaha.
Yes.
Just being out west, that's what their comfort zone is, kind of. Don't mind us out west. See you in Omaha. The pedigree of that program, the talent that they have, and the path for them, I think, because they're going to host a regional. Someone's going to have to go to Corvallis for a regional and probably a super. So I see them going back to Omaha. After that, it's going to be really tough. I mean, there's I think going to be at least two teams in the ACC. I just don't know exactly which ones yet, and I haven't done my full dive into it yet. Now that fall ball is kind of over. We're in the heat of college football. So into December, kind of January is when I do a lot of my deep diving into preseason for 2025. But if I had to lean two teams, I got to say UVA. Just UVA, the pedigree that the program there, again, like Tony Vitello, that Brian O'Connor has done for the University of Virginia, the Who's are always in Omaha, it feels like. And just the stability at the top of the program that he has and has the talent that he recruits to Virginia is unlike many others in the country. After that, so let's see, you got Tennessee, LSU, Texas, Oregon State, Virginia. That's 5. So you got 3 more. Someone else is out of the SEC, I think, could sneak in, but I don't want to go that route. I want to go. I think UNC. I think UNC could get back easily. I really do. Another pedigree program, a blue blood in Omaha program. They always recruit elite talent, and they develop really well. They got a lot of pieces there. I got to know a little bit about their team and some of the guys there in Omaha, and just following the past couple of years. I like to, I don't want to say bank on, but I like to rely in, early long shots. I guess you could say not long shots, but long shots, ahead of the season, way too early picks. I like to go with prestigious programs,
Right.
Those of which blue bloods, those have fantastic coaching staffs. The player development is there because I think, yeah, you can have all the talent in the world, but can you, combine the pieces to fit, inform, flow, and further develop? Because we've seen it. There's studs on every team everywhere, Lucas. I mean, every team has studs. I mean, we've seen mid-majors. We saw Coastal Carolina in 2016 win it all. Fresno State has done it before.
Yes.
Cal State Fullerton has done it before. Rice has done it before. I mean, just you have East Carolina, which I think East Carolina, do they get over the hump this year? Because we keep saying, do they make the Omaha? Do they make the Omaha? Do they make the Omaha? Just that the elite mid-major team, I don't know. I really don't. I think they lost a good amount of pieces, important pieces of that role to that program, but it's going to be tough to see. But there's definitely going to be a mid-major in there. I'm not going to throw a dart on that yet. I know I will, but if I'll lean a dart. I could see DBU, Dallas Baptist.
Yes.
That was my sleeper going to Omaha last year. And just one of the most consistent mid-major programs outside of East Carolina, is Dallas Baptist. And just they just somehow find diamonds in the rough. I mean, y'all have seen it year after year. It's just like Rice, like Cal State, like Coastal, just a program that knows how to develop under scouted talent and really develop guys that can flourish into, hey, we're going to play against these teams, these blue bloods, these SEC Power 5, Power 4 now opponents, and we're going to compete, if not win. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an incredible year. I don't think it's going to be like this college football season, but it's going to be hard to follow last year and just the season that the college baseball had, I think. But I don't know. It's going to be tough. I think that's 7, or I think that's maybe 8. But it's going to be college baseball is, I think, one of the hardest sports if you're going to bet on. I think professional baseball is just up there as well, but I think it's easier than college baseball. Not much though, but just the turnover, just anything can happen in college baseball. It's a series. You gotta play all 27 outs, all 3 games of the series, and anything can happen. And we've seen it happen before. It'll happen again. Just when and who.
I'll say this about LSU baseball. Having seen it in person, you're there. You had so many games that, especially during SEC play, where you look so inconsistent on the mound. It's hard to replace the number 1 overall pick and the number 2 overall pick in the draft and having to replace 6 of your 9 hitters that you had in your national championship winning lineup, and then come back the very next year and say, we're going to go back to Omaha. But I feel like you had so many opportunities. I feel like after that Florida series, that's when you saw a lot of flaws down the stretch of this or down the stretch of this team. And you saw a lot of what the clubhouse went through. You saw a lot of non-disciplinary baseball that was being played. And it wasn't until you got to tournament play that everything started clicking together. That's when you saw the great cardiac run that they had down the stretch. That's crazy to me how that was a team that many people were thinking, oh my God, they're going to miss the NCAA tournament. It's been a rarity that you see a CWS national championship team miss the tourney, and then they go on this great run in the SEC tourney. Honestly, they had opportunities at the plate to knock off Tony Vitello's team, but to know that you hung around in there against the eventual champs, that's where you start to have the building blocks for Jay Johnson's crew. You had opportunities in Chapel Hill to put away that baseball game. Sucked at the end of the day, but this is the building blocks that Jay Johnson's continuing to build on. He's dominated recruiting during his tenure. He's been able to get some of the best transfers to come through, a la Tommy White, a la Paul Skeens. And you're going to continue to see that development as you head into the next couple seasons. Let me ask you about one team.
Some of the best facilities in the country, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we've seen Paul Skeens talk about interviews how they have the best pitching lab in the country. That's a huge piece of why he transferred there.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful there, dude. It's so amazing, and that's what the athletic money can do to you. You can afford stuff like that. Let me ask you.
They got the NIL bag too.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. That's what we've gotten to experience since 2021. Is that when the bag comes chasing to the dudes, there's more money that can be spent on athletic facilities. You think that everybody says, "Oh, the school doesn't participate in the athletic side of things." That right there, my friend, excuse my language, that's bullshit. Okay? I'm just telling you right now.
Well, I'll give you an example. Is at University of Tennessee. Season ticket holders had to pay a personal seat license, something that only the NFL does, which I think is horrible in itself.
Right.
But a personal seat license for a college football game for season tickets increase in 10, 15%, which is going directly to the NIL fund.
Yes.
You're basically telling the fans, those loyal, dedicated fans, that they're going to be paying for NIL, whether they like it or not.
Yes.
I think that's just so unreasonable to ask.
Harrison, what you think about Link Jarrett's crew going back to Omaha this year? You think they're going back?
I could see it. I mean, Link Jarrett's got a fantastic team around him and coaching staff, and he's one of the best coaches, I think, in the country. What he's able to do with that program as fast as he got there, it was just special to see. I mean, it would not shock me at all. I'd at least see them hosting a regional, going to a super, but anything can happen in the postseason. It's really tough to predict, especially 7-8 months out. Don't be surprised you see the Noles back in Omaha.
Yes. I mean, just carrying on that Mike Martin tradition and what they've been able to build is just absolutely special. Harrison, want to get your thoughts on everything that happened this past weekend in college football. I saw an Instagram post that said, I think 24 teams were involved in extracurricular activity with either during or before or after a game with fights, which defines rivalry week. I watched 4 live that I thought was unbelievable. NC State in North Carolina, USC and Notre Dame, where you had that epic BAM right in the face. Michigan, Ohio State. And I think I saw a little bit of Auburn, Alabama jawing during the football game.
I'm surprised we didn't see any South Carolina Clemson.
I'm surprised too. I think there was a little bit. I mean, there was a little bit of jawing, but it wasn't too bad. But dude, I mean, what a weekend we had in college football. Give me your overall thoughts about rivalry week and the fact that, let's just be real, we're going to get a 3-loss SEC team in the college football playoff in year number 1 of the 12 team.
Yeah, Lucas. I mean, just to start with where you ended, the 3-loss SEC team in the college football playoffs, we all knew it was going to happen at some point. We didn't know if it happened in year 1 or not, just with how much of a gauntlet the SEC is week after week, season after season. I mean, Chris Phillips and I talked earlier on Texas Sports Unfiltered about how some teams, and we think maybe Kirby Smart and several other teams and fans think that the SEC championship is just as important, if not more important, than winning a national championship. It is just as important, if not, it's just as hard, if not harder, to win the SEC championship than as the national championship.
Yeah.
I would say it's harder, honestly. I mean, because now with expanded playoffs, you could, I don't say sneak in, but you can slide into the playoffs without even going to the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
And we're going to see 2 teams do that. I mean, 2 SEC teams probably, depending on how kind of the end of the committee shakes out the last 2 spots, I'd say. I mean, I think there's really one up for grabs, but Lucas, rivalry week, I think, is the best week in college football season by far. The history, the tradition, the hatred, the love, the passion, the energy, and then you have house divided. You have people that went to multiple schools. I have friends that went to one school and then went to the rival school for grad school, which I still question their decisions. I mean, I think that I lost a little bit of trust for them after that.
Lordy.
I mean, I always make them pick a side, but it's right the weekend of Thanksgiving. Families are together, houses divided. People are flocking near and far to watch their team play their rival and hope to have bragging rights for the next 364 days, Lucas. It's the best weekend of college football of the season. You get traditionally Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This year, we didn't have the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving, which I think is criminal. It was just Friday, Saturday. Give college football Thursday, Friday, Saturday again. I mean, it's so hard to put into words. And I told Chris this too. The European sports mind could not even fathom the realms of what college football is, let alone on rivalry weekend. You have the Iron Bowl. You have the Palmetto Cup. You have the Civil War, which isn't played on rivalry weekend this year. And I don't understand why. Oregon State should be playing every single rivalry week of the season. Sorry, of each season they should be. I mean, you have just every single, you have the showdown. I mean, it's ridiculous. Texas A&M with this, not even the season on the line, but the SEC championship to go to it on the line. Potentially, which looks like it's going to be knocking out A&M out of the playoffs entirely. Bragging rights. And they haven't played since 2011 in conference. I mean, it's just so much on the line. It's so hard to put in the words, but it's just so magical to watch all weekend, experience, enjoy, especially because when we get games like Georgia Tech, clean old-fashioned hate, and we go to 8 overtimes, the second longest game in college football history, to kick off rivalry weekend, what more can you ask for? I mean, what more can you ask for? And it was just such a fun weekend to watch. And like you said, the passion, the hate, the brawls, and misunderstanding, some may say, the pepper spray, the planting the flags, the pitchfork. I mean, I love it. I'm here for it. As long as, there's obviously, it's not too violent. If you get embarrassed on your home field, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
I mean, shouldn't have gotten embarrassed, shouldn't have lost at home. I mean, easier said than done, but I mean, you talk about James Franklin, what he said at Penn State head coach against Maryland. I mean, he said the post press conference about how Maryland coach kind of like at the end, they kind of, I don't want to say got into it, but wasn't the greatest, post game handshake, whatnot, few words after the game. And he said, I have an obligation to my players. And when we're up big, I'm getting my third and fourth string in, and I'm going to give them the reps they deserve and have earned. And I'm not going to just run the ball. I'm going to give them the reps and let these boys play. They've earned it. And if the third and fourth strings are scoring against your ones and twos, that's an indictment on you and your players. That's an indictment on the players at Maryland. You shouldn't let that happen. I mean, but then he talks about how the playoff committee, you have to impress them as much as possible. Point differentials, domination of games. That's what you do. That's what has to happen and what you need to do this season, especially in going forward with the expanded playoffs. You have to leave no doubt in their mind, as little doubt as you can as a team for the playoff committee, because the playoff committee has some questionable, I want to say, reasons and how they kind of formulate and decide on things. But at the end of the day, leave no doubt. Every college football coach will say, leave no doubt. And that's what his goal was. And like I said, if you don't like it, don't let them score. Don't get embarrassed at home. Don't lose your rival. Take care of business.
I think this is the thing that's been going on ever since college football started. Ever since the AP poll began, ever since we started taking down the polls back in the 30s, they're objective. They look at strength of schedule. They look at how badly are you beating dudes to sleep. Look at Indiana. Why do you think that they're going to be playing in the college football playoff? Why do you think that they're a team that is that is probably going to be a one and done, but people are going to say, oh, we told you so. Oh, we told you about this. Oh, we told you about this. The committee doesn't care about what y'all think outside. They don't care about what goes on according to the media. They look at what's on the field. These dudes are beating people to sleep. I don't care.
It's supposed to be unbiased.
Exactly.
When you have, it's the same in college baseball. When you have committee members that have university affiliations or work directly for the university in the college baseball sense, you have ADs on the committee. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable in my eyes.
I don't even know why we even have those dudes on the committee. We might as well just go back to freaking computers.
Well, Lucas, we've seen it this whole season play out. Apparently, strength of schedule doesn't matter.
It doesn't. No. It should. I mean,
Penn State, who has Penn State played? They're a really good team, but who have they played?
Nobody.
They had one ranked game against Ohio State and they lost. It was a close game, but they lost. I mean, Indiana, who have they played? They've played one really good team. It was a top 25 team, Illinois. Other than that, I mean, they've taken care of business how they've been able to, and they've done what they're supposed to with the schedule they've had.
Yeah.
I don't think people outside of Bloomington,
Bloomington.
expected, or thought that they would be in this position at all. I mean, you do the best with what you have in front of you, and you take care of business, and you let it play out.
I can tell you one person that saw this coming, and I shit you not, this is the only person that saw this coming. Dan frickin' Dockage of Outkick. No lie. Talked to Dan on an unreleased video that never got posted on SEC Unfiltered. Talked to him about it when they were 2-0 and said, this is what's going to happen. Holy Mother Mary. Indiana is 11-1 at the end of the season, and they're going to be playing it for a college football playoff. And the one person that believed it is the former Indiana assistant men's basketball coach with Bobby freaking Knight.
I would say one other person believed it, and that is Kurt Cignetti, head coach at Indiana.
Google me. I mean, what else are you going to do when you're beating Deuces League? All you got to do is Google me. He wins. He's been doing it for the last several years as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, take care of business. Let the results speak for themselves. That's what they've been doing.
Did want to pipe up. I know I've been quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
But Troy baseball, they're gonna come out of the G5. Okay, you might see the Troy thing. I'm not like I have a bunch of random stuff.
Hey, no, little Fun Belt action. I love a good Fun Belt game.
Yeah. I'm a Micah fiend. So wait, where's the ETSU logo? Whatever. ETSU logo. Bang.
There you go.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah,
hey, Micah gave you that?
Yeah, bro.
Hold on a minute. I'm about to grab my Lamar one.
But yeah, Troy baseball, I'm really hyped to see where they're going to be.
Yeah, no, Skylar Mead's a fantastic coach. He's done a phenomenal job of the program so far, and I think he's going to continue to, grow the program as a whole, and continue to elevate the players there. The development they've had, and he is as a coach developing players wise, is really, really one of the best group of 5 teams. I'd say for sure.
For sure, and their media keeps like on the baseball side and the funny side. Like I know he's like, we played some baseball today. I was like, oh my Lord, like they dominated both on and off the field. I wish that Bama game, that midweek Bama game late in the year, I wish they would have won that, but they did not have the.
I've played at Troy. It's a really, really nice stadium. Yeah. Great atmosphere for a group of 5 college baseball game. Really nice stadium. Super cool experience getting to pitch on that stadium, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was talking to the coaches there a little bit when I was in junior college, and I would have loved to have played there, honestly. I had a buddy play there. He loved his experience and his time there, so I got nothing bad to say.
Harrison, you're around the South Carolina area, are you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I am a South Carolina alumni. I do have a degree.
Okay. Gotcha. Shane Beamer winning Coach of the Year this year, or did Billy Napier steal the title from him after that last 3 weeks of the season?
Neither. Clark Lee. Vanderbilt. He's winning Coach of the Year. And he absolutely deserves it. There's undoubt in my mind that he deserves it. And I think what he's done Vanderbilt in a program like Vanderbilt in the SEC, hands down. I mean, Shane Beamer, what he's done this season is phenomenal, and just the way that they've rode the waves and gone through some adversity during the season, some injuries. I mean, unbelievable. I think he's the best coach for the position right now at South Carolina. I think he's the right guy. He's the guy you want leading this program. I haven't seen a coach that cares that much about the university and the people on the team, around the team, and at the university as much as Shane Beamer does. I don't think ever. And it's just, he bleeds garnet and black.
Yes.
And he always will. This was a dream job for him. It's not a journey, it's a destination. So
I think that's the type of thing that his dad once had.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, he wants to leave a legacy.
Exactly.
He's
been wanting to leave his own legacy for the last several years, and 2 of the last 3 years, he's got a chance to continue to build upon that.
Yeah, and he went back to Norman when South Carolina played Oklahoma and Took care of business.
Yep. Still in the Palmetto Bowl in 2 of the last 3 years ain't a bad way to
On the road, too, to do it in
on the
Death
road.
Valley. Weirdly enough, we're not winning at home, but do it in Death Valley. That's no easy feat. And
Oh no.
I mean, you want to talk about on and off the field winning, Scout? South Carolina's media team on and off the field just
Oh, for sure.
is full of dubs everywhere you look. I mean, the content that they put out, the creative media department there, led by Justin King, has done a phenomenal job. And the graphics that they do, it says "Our state, stay in your corner." Come on.
The SEC, it's either going to be Auburn or South Carolina every year when it comes to media.
Really?
I think both of them, they're ahead above, and I think all of them do well, like the NFL films type stuff or whatever, like showing the plays and all that type of stuff. But when it comes to understanding Auburn, it was like 1 a.m. Auburn had already posted a compilation of the A&M win, like all the social media posts and everything. And I'm like, dude, like the amount of like time and effort that type of stuff takes of like finding it all.
I've got some
putting it all
connections
in.
at Tennessee that some of the guys that do it there, and
Yeah.
some of the guys at Atlanta Braves that do it, and it's just grinding for hours. They're
Yeah.
uploading stuff, categorizing it during the game. You have people helping during the game. They're, going back, uploading, filming, uploading. It's just nonstop, and they pump out content like no other.
Harrison, any chance that South Carolina nabs Kevin Concepcion?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that too much yet. I mean, I'm too much in the Reddit rabbit hole and whatnot statistically of South Carolina's chance to get in the playoffs. I mean, there is a path still, and I think it starts with Clemson losing the ACC championship. Because I'll explain this. Clemson wins the ACC championship. They're automatically in.
Yeah.
SMU, I think, is still in.
They have a better resume than Miami right now.
They do, but then you got to think: is the committee going to punish someone for playing in their conference championship in a Power Four?
Exactly.
I mean, it seems like no, but then you never know what's going to happen, especially in its first year expanded playoffs and just how the precedent they've set to going through this season has been.
Yeah.
Think about this, Lucas. What if Penn State beats Oregon in the championship, Big Ten? Penn State's an automatic bid, right? Oregon's still getting in. Ohio State's still getting in. Looks like Indiana probably still getting in. Right?
I will say the only thing on Ohio State, I think that they'll like move them from 2-3 to like 9-10.
I think probably like a 7-8 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. But I think with that, they're at risk of a bid stealer pushing them out too. Because I think we're almost close, and like the one I think people aren't really looking at is the Boise State UNLV game. Because I think with all those SEC losses, Boise State, without really playing a game or without playing a deciding game, they kind of became a lock already. Because I think an 11-2 Boise State with a ranked conference loss, are you really going to put them out for a 3-loss team that like? So the only 3-loss team I would accept would be South Carolina. Because Alabama, you lost to Oklahoma. That's unacceptable, right? In my opinion, compared to a 2-loss team where your 2 losses are a ranked conference championship, and if they get blown out, they get blown out, right?
Yeah, but you got to think that's a group of 5, not a Power 5 championship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want Boise State to be in. I like Boise State just out of like the fact that they don't have a baseball program anymore. I think it's kind of fun, but I think they should bring it back. They did shortly, and then COVID kind of disbanded it, I believe. But I'd love to see Ashton Genty in the playoffs. I mean, just the electric factory that he is in and of himself. But I don't think Boise State's a lock. If they lose, I think they're on the bubble of that last spot. I really do. I mean, because UNLV would get an auto bid, right? But furthermore, even if, let's say Boise State loses and Georgia loses, Georgia would be a 3-loss. Are you going to punish them for playing the SEC championship against a top 2 team in the country?
Yeah.
Do you think they're
your 2 losses are both on the road?
Yep.
Against top 10 teams at the time.
Yeah. You think in hostile environments in the SEC, you think they're going to leave out Georgia again? Let alone the fan base and the market and the media and the publicity and everything around Georgia. The championship's in Atlanta too. You got to remember that. Yeah. Versus the network in the media around Boise State, in the little corner, Boise, Idaho. I think that's definitely going to play a factor, right?
Lucas knows I'm a dog fan when it comes to SEC play, but the championship being in Atlanta, no, I don't want it. We are not good in Atlanta.
That's true. But then, Lucas, think furthermore. Arizona State's kind of come out of nowhere. No one projected them to be here. Yeah. If they win, they're in, and I guess Iowa State's not in. But when you round up all of that, all 4 Power 4 conference champions could be first-year members.
Yeah.
Oregon, Arizona State, Texas, and SMU.
Yeah.
Talk about a storyline going into the first year of the 12-team playoff with the transfer portal, NIL, conference realignment, icing on the cake. I mean, the story writers, the script writers, maybe they got this one,
Dude.
Maybe this is meant to be.
I will say the craziest part.
No one's talking about it.
No.
I talked about it on Texas Sports and Culture today.
I have said this over and over and over again. This is given 2007 vibes, except with a lot more drama. With the world of social media that has encapsulated the world of college football, there's a lot more news that has gone out there. There's a lot more drama off the field. It's to go along with on the field. We're talking about 4 potential first-year conference members being in the college football playoff. Arizona State wasn't supposed to do anything this year. SMU, first year in the ACC, probably a 7-8 win team at best for Rhett Lashley's squad.
SMU is my sleeper this year. They're my dark horse.
Dude, SMU was going to be –
the talent they had in the base on their schedule, and I thought everyone would be overlooking with Miami, Clemson, Florida State.
Here's the thing, though. I didn't think that SMU would come out the gate and beat teams like Louisville. I didn't think they'd be able to go and knock out a team like Pitt, a team that was absolutely dominant on the defensive side of the ball.
Clemson's only ranked team they played.
Dude, but no. I'm not hating on Pitt, and I don't want anybody to think that, Pitt's just that one. But, dude, if you look majority of the season, their secondary was they had some great moments. I watched the Syracuse game live. I watched them absolutely torture Kyle McCord that entire first half. The way that they schemed up, the way they got pressure on him, and the way that they made sure that they had the perfect play designs to get after McCord and get pick sixes on a consistent basis. That is what you wanted in a Pitt team. I get that Pitt, it's only ranked team or their only good ranked game that they had was against Clemson. They were close. I know they got absolutely annihilated by SMU later on, but you got to look outside of that. Holy cow. I mean, with what they did on the defensive side of the ball, they made plays down the stretch, and they were able to do some great things this year. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot else that you can say about Pitt, but I will say I didn't think that SMU would come into this year and make the noise that they have done so far this year and just come out of the other side of the gate with 1 loss.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the ponies. Give me the ponies in the postseason. I'm here for it. But when you talk about the triangle of Clemson, Louisville, Pitt, let's look at Clemson's resume. They lost both of their only ranked games. They lost and got dominated by Louisville at home. They have 0 ranked wins, and they're playing for an ACC championship and potentially first-round bye in the college football playoffs. Makes sense of that. You want to talk about makes sense money? Makes sense of that. I mean, it's just kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, and then you look at another crazy fact. You said Kyle McCord. It seems like he wasn't the issue in Columbus after all.
No. Absolutely hell no.
Especially the way he's been playing.
Dude, if you watch the end of that fight, this is all I see from Ryan Day.
And then the fact that he literally mouthed what happened. Oh God.
What kind of a leader is Ryan Day?
He's
I
one on the
get-
hot seat, the hottest seat in the country, I think.
Oh my God. I did not think that seat would get this hot.
He's 1-4 against Michigan. He's
I
0-4
know.
in his last 4.
Exactly. I didn't think this year there was no way in hell they're losing to Michigan. There's no way with the amount of depth that Michigan lost from last year. There is no way that you're coming in with a first-year head coach with a brand new roster, with a brand new offense that was irrelevant throughout the first several weeks of the season. That's still irrelevant. But you came in and they sucker punched you on the offensive side of the ball with that great offensive line, with the running game that they had. They absolutely pounded that freaking rock. And the edge rush that Ohio State had gotten from guys like JT Tuiamamolo and guys like Jack Sawyer, irrelevant that weekend. Irrelevant that game. Michigan lined it up and played old school I formation football and ran it straight down Ohio State's throats and kicked that ass. Now I consider.
We talk about rivalry week. Anything can happen.
Yes.
Records don't matter. All that matters is hatred for your rival.
Yes. Now, in order for Ryan Day to even get off the hot seat, in order for it to even cool down, you got to go win a natty.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. You have to win this national championship.
I think you got to get to the semis. Because they're not going to buy.
No. And now that road gets even tougher from where Ohio State might end up. So they could be potentially playing.
They might play on the road.
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, hell yeah, they're playing on the road.
I
They
mean,
might
unless
play,
they're
like,
7,
Notre
unless
Dame
they're
on
7
the
or 8,
road.
they're playing on the road.
I mean, let's just be real. I don't think they have the resume to even have a home game. They have one ranked win over, or I say 2 ranked wins over an Indiana team that has beaten people to sleep, but is an overrated top 10 team. And they've beaten a Penn State team that's an overrated top 10 team.
But if Penn State wins the championship,
That
they
makes the
beat
loss
Penn
better,
State,
yes.
but then it doesn't help them. But if Penn State loses the championship, I don't think Penn State's in. I don't think Penn State's in. I think they're in, but it doesn't help Ohio State either way, I don't think.
No, it's a lose-lose situation either or in the Big Ten title.
It's just like the only thing I see Penn State's result in the Big Ten championship affects where Ohio State's going to be. And if the committee is going to value their win over Penn State better because they win the championship or worse because they lose the Big Ten championship. I think Penn State's a little overrated too. I mean, they take care of business, but I think same with Indiana. I don't think that they've, proved it week after week against the talent that they have. I think that they've done their job and took care of business in the realms of what they could do, but they're not playing an SEC schedule every week. I'm sorry. I mean, the SEC, it just means more the conference of champions, the conference of true champions, because college football, college baseball, it seems almost every year that's coming from the SEC.
Yes.
In college baseball, it is for sure. It's been like the last 7 championships have been from an SEC team.
3 of the last 15 national championships that we've gotten to see, all the way back since 3 of the last 18 since 2006, when the BCS officially had its own separate national championship. 2 SEC teams have played together: 2011, 2018, and then 2022. Every single year other than that, except for this past year, has featured an SEC team playing for a national championship.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to talk about SEC bias, well, the SEC's beating the hell out of teams around the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and they're representing their conference in the national championship. So if you want to say SEC bias, you better have facts to back it up that we're biased, because we're kicking the crap out of the other Power 4 conference or the other 3 major conferences. So if you want to consider it that, then you better do something to change it, whether it be through recruiting, whether it be through the portal, and you better go have some national championships to back it up as well.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's trying to get invited to the big dance. The only thing I keep saying, Lucas, is one of the many things, actually. the expanded playoffs, it didn't resolve anything. It just made the conversation and debate for who's in bigger, earlier, and longer. That's all it did. It didn't alleviate at all.
Absolutely not.
Instead of arguing over 2-3 teams of who's in that 4 spot, it's now 6, 7. All right, who's in that 11, 12 spot? It just if that's the goal of the committee in the expansion of the college football playoff, then they got it right, I guess. Like they got what they wanted, but I mean, and we're already committed to expanding to 16, and we haven't even done 12 yet. I said it from the jump. I think 12 is too many. I think it should be 8, 6 or 8. 6 would be great because then you get those 2 borderline, teams in, and the 2 best teams in the country get a bye that they've earned or deserved, right? Or 8. Then you don't have to worry about a bye. Like I think 8's the perfect number because then you get 4 conference champions from Power 4. You get an at-large conference champion from a group of 5, and then you get 3 or 4 at-large bids.
Makes a lot of sense.
Put me in a commissioner, and I'll make it happen. Sorry, Josh Pate, I'm coming in.
Hey, man. Hey, I tweeted out to Josh that he needed to hop on here. I haven't heard anything from media relations, so it's going to be an absolute terror to try to get on him. But, hey, he's a big leaguer, so he ain't hopping on with us. He'll hop on with y'all at SEC. But
I haven't been on anything with him. Don't worry.
You'll probably end up on Texags, though, eventually.
Yeah, I made some good relationships with Billy Lucci and some of the guys at Texags out in Omaha when Chris and I were there. And because Chris was there, I think 4 days or 5. I was there. No, he was there 4. I was there start to finish. Unbelievable experience and just getting to build those relationships and connections. And Chris got out there to Texags and did some shows there this past weekend in College Station, and furthered nourished those relationships and kind of built some more, obviously. So we're hoping and expecting to get out to College Station in Austin this spring, and hopefully collab with them again and continue to make some great content and grow the game of college baseball. I mean, on top of everything else that SEC Unfiltered is doing. See,
and this is what we're doing right here too with College Football Nightcap is that we're adding guys from y'all's end, from all around college football. By the way, me and Scout are in the works of potentially doing another rebrand. We may be changing the title. We might be changing the logo. That may be saved for a later date, but we're making a big investment in the Nightcap right now. We're excited for the future. We're excited for what we have coming on soon. Harrison, appreciate you coming on. One more thing before we let you go, brother. SEC championship prediction. Who you got?
Chris asked me this too earlier today, and I didn't give him a prediction yet, just because I haven't done a full enough dive into the analytics of it. But Lucas, you're not going to like it for sure. Lucas, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but Texas is a 2.5-point favorite going into the SEC championship. They dominated Texas A&M at Texas A&M, their biggest rival, their most hated rivalry in the state of Texas. First time playing since 2011. It basically knocked them out of the playoffs and go to the SEC championship themselves after they even got dominated at home by Georgia in the regular season. And they're still 2.5-point favorites. Guys, it hates to say it as a guy who grew up in a Georgia Tech household, but give me the Dogs in Atlanta. I mean, give me the Dogs. Kirby Smart's going to find a way. Something's going to happen. They're going to find a way. I think the receivers don't drop as many passes as they have the entire season. I mean, Chris and I talked about it. We both think that Texas has a far better receiving core, top to bottom, and playmakers as a whole. But just playing in Atlanta, it's going to be a home game almost. I mean, there's going to be a ton of Texas fans traveling. I'm hoping to link up with a bunch of them and the guys from Texas Sports Unfiltered as well. But it's going to be like a home game for Georgia. They're going to show out. They're going to want to beat down Texas again, claim an SEC championship. We know how much Kirby loves and values the SEC championship just as much as the national championship. And I think the Dogs find a way. Carson Beck's been playing a lot better. He's limiting opportunities for mistakes, and he's limiting mistakes themselves. But I mean, if you're Sark and you're a Texas fan, Texas player, just watch the film from Georgia Tech, Georgia. I mean, and the two-system quarterback they've been running with Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning, just the dual threat that both of them are, and what Georgia Tech and Haynes King were ever do with Buster Faulkner as the OC of Georgia Tech, the former assistant quality control coach for quarterbacks at Georgia from 2020 to 2022, winning 2 national championships, basically an assistant quarterback OC. You know, the system inside out.
Yeah.
He knew what to do against Georgia, and he did expose them. But the Dogs are going to find a way, I think. I haven't given a score prediction yet, but it feels like one of those that everyone's going to be hammering Texas. Everyone's hammering Texas right now with, you know, how they played against Georgia the first time, how they're playing right now, especially after how Georgia played against Georgia Tech. But Dogs find a way. Both of them in the college football playoffs. Georgia gets the first round bye.
I think it all depends on whose offense shows up
and which Mike Bobo shows up.
Yeah.
And which Carson Beck.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, because you saw what happened last week against Texas A&M for Texas, and you saw that running game really evolve. Passing wise, you knew what Texas Tech was going to do. They were not letting anything get behind them. They played an effective game on defense. Mike Elko did a hell of a job on the defensive side of the ball, shutting down guys like Matthew Golden, Gunnar Helm, Trey Wisner, and DeAndre Moore from getting loose.
You want to talk about shutting down? Texas, they shut down 12th man early.
Oh, my God.
That was
Did
huge.
they ever?
Set the tone for the game. And if they can do that again in Atlanta, they're going to have a really good shot. And it's going to be, no pun intended, it's going to be a dogfight in Atlanta with a bunch of just passionate, aggressive playmakers on both sides of the ball. And I can't wait.
Yes.
It's gonna be really cool to see the chess match between Kirby Smart and Steve Sarkisian.
You know, it's been amazing to me to see the combination of guys like Jaden Blue and Trey Wisner. By the way, we came into this year, if you remember, Harrison, at the very beginning, Trey Wisner was, I think, 3rd or 4th on the depth chart, and I think Jaden Blue was around the same place. Both are combining for over 1,000 yards rushing, and both average 5 yards a carry.
Yep, and I talked to our guy at SEC Unfiltered, Mr. Cole Thompson, about it, and how I said Jaden Blue, I think, is going to step up, and he just really needs to fill a role. The opportunity's there with the injuries, and it's you know, all the cards on the table. He's going to step up and come up, rise to the challenge, and he's going to be a huge piece for Texas, and he has been.
I mean, what a game for Trey Wisner the last 2 games. Yeah. First against Kentucky, 26 carries, $158 and a touchdown. And then last week on the road, 33 for $186. Yeah. He's probably going to get around 20, 25 against Georgia too.
And that's the thing, especially if they're ahead, they're going to be running the ball, pound the rock late in the fourth quarter. You know, if they're up, you got to run the clock down. But you got to think, I mean, Texas has a 2-headed quarterback dual threat with Arch Manning and Quinn Ewers. They got a 2-headed monster in the backfield. You know, Jaden Blue gets tired. You know, sit him out half a drive, 2 plays. They got another guy, another starter, elite running back in. No problem.
After that first Georgia matchup, that was the most passing attempt that Quinn Ewers had all season. And ever since then, it's been a much more balanced attack with a combination of backs that you got. I did this at the beginning of the year. You take the running back label off of both of them, and you put them out as athletes because they can do everything. Catch out the backfield. They play more like a hybrid back.
Yeah, they use him like the Falcons use Bijan, who came from Texas. They use him as an athlete, like you said.
That's what you're going to have to
just title them playmaker.
Yes. That's what they've harmed. They might as well have that P on their as a little logo on their side of their breastplate, dude.
Like I said, I just think Georgia finds a way. They hunker down. Their defense is going to hunker down. You know, one big player, one, turnover, busted coverage. I just think Kirby Smart finds a way. He's proven it. He's done it over and over again. And I think the adjustments get made and they squeak it out. I think it's going to be really close.
It's going to be a fun weekend. You're going to be in Atlanta, correct?
Yep, I'll be here. Might end up over near the game. If not at the game, we'll see. We'll have to flat the seat of our pants for that. Maybe boots on the ground. We'll find out and we'll let the people know.
Harrison Fant, SEC Unfiltered college baseball and football analyst, joining us here on the Nightcap. Awesome conversation we had with you, Harrison. Have a great week and have fun in Atlanta on Saturday, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. Always glad to be here to talk sports with y'all and talk college baseball, college football, and grow the game and just, dude, it's so fun. This season's been unbelievable, and it's not done yet. We get more.
Harrison, we're going to get you back on very soon, brother. Just hang in there, and we will stay in touch.
Sounds good. See you, boys.
Harrison Fant joining us yet again on the College Football Nightcap. Great takes that he had. I completely agree with what he mentioned about the SEC title. Because when he mentioned about the playmakers that Georgia has on defense, and I think it was, and I already mentioned it, it's about whose offense is going to show up. Was it going to be Mike Bobo's offense from what you saw last week, pulling out the bag of tricks? They've been dominant the last 3 weeks of the season. Since that Tennessee game, they have been a much better offense. After people were saying, it's time to fire Mike Bobo, it's time to fire this. If Mike Bobo has the game like he had against Tennessee, where he has made Carson Beck look like he did several weeks of the season against last year, then you're going to have an efficient game from that offensive side of the ball with everybody healthy on the offensive line. Who's going to dominate the line of scrimmage? That's what's going to be the definer in this game.
For sure.
So we're going to have a lot to talk about for this weekend. We'll get our good friend Chris Gordy of Locked On SEC to come on tomorrow. We'll be an afternoon show, and we'll talk with him. Dude, we got Monday Night Football tonight.
Yeah.
Browns, Broncos, got a crazy one going on there. Y'all better tune in. Let's talk some G5 championship games going on this upcoming Friday. Tulane and Army in the American and then the Mountain West title, both of which will be simulcast at the same time. One will be on Fox, one will be on ABC. Hey, are you available at oh, never mind. You're going to be in Moody, aren't you?
What?
Are you going to be in Moody on Friday?
Thursday. I should be available on Friday.
Okay, we're gonna break that. We're gonna do our pregame and postgame action of the UNLV game, the UNLV Boise State game, and the Tulane Army game.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead.
That night too.
Huh?
CUSA is that night too.
CUSA is too?
Yeah, on Friday.
Okay, I bet.
Today.
I don't know what it is, but I'm only getting a few of them. I'm going to take a look at Conference Championship week because what else is going on this week? Is there anything on Thursday?
No, it's just Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so that's all the conference games.
Last
Okay.
year, Mountain West is one on Thursday.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
And while he is gone, I'll commentate. I'm trying to get into the college football ultimate team because Madden did not look like it was going to be worth it this year. And hey, I got a decent squad right now. Jalen McLeod, my king, and I got an actual user to use as well. And Katzenmoyer, someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't know him? That's crazy. You should always know," or something like that. But yeah. Wait, what? Hold on. Is that Mean Joe Green? Oh, I didn't even know I had Mean Joe Green, Brian Rackbo. Mean Joe Green with the stop and then, Reggie. Spin on him, Reg. Reggie Wayne with a 35-yarder. Oh my, oh. Okay, we're gonna run a little rocket toss with Darren McFadden and Todd Gurley as the lead blocker. This may work. Oh wait. It worked, but didn't really work how I wanted it to. 14-0 over Alabama in this ultimate team. Yeah, but how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing tonight? got a lot of random stuff to talk about. But yeah. How many people do we have out here tonight? We have 73. Oh my Lord, it was like at 30 last time I looked at. Um, that's crazy. But yeah, hopefully, is he back? I'm hearing flutter in the back. Um, anyways, yeah. And as you can tell, I'm not that much of a college baseball guy. I need to grab my dad on to get on for a little bit next time that college baseball gets brought up because he understands a little bit more, a little bit more. I think he's listening right now, so he might text me. No, I do not. I will not do that. But you never know. It's always worth the shot. Is that Najee he's trying to run on me with? That is crazy. And yes, that was me and Joe Green. That's crazy. Jalen McLeod with his second sack of the game. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, now I gotta see if I can just blitz through with Katzenmoyer. I did. Let's go. There is no way. Is Katzenmoyer a current player? Katzenmoyer. Getting sticky on the pro Reggie. It's crazy. Reggie Wayne just went crazy on him. Yeah, okay. Katzenmoyer did not have all this swag in when did he even play the 90s? I love how one else would definitely be like, oh, the 90s or saying like yeah, I mean every the numbers right and he looks similar, but that is not his pourtois. But I'm not complaining. Poaches. Oof. I've not scored with Gurley yet. Oh my god. Right up the score. Did Barry Sanders just go crazy? I know it's Desmond. Desmond went crazy. Where is this man? I am not good at solo work. Um, but yeah, but how's it going, fellas? Strepo going crazy? Oh my lord. Team's getting killed so bad that they called power I on 3rd and 15, down 37. Ball timeout. Give me the ball back. Um, That safety can fall a little bit. Hit you in the hands, X. Come down with it, boy. Okay. Oh my lord. If this works, this would be crazy. Oh. Okay. Might need some Reggie Wayne. Look, that was a go tell it on the mountain because Reggie Wayne absolutely came to the top of the mountain to score that. It's 44-0 before halftime. Some people are just bad at this game. Um, it may indeed be 50-0. And I'm playing on All American on Ultimate Team, and but the issue being that they gave um they gave Brian a rack boat and an easy lane. I got did again. That's crazy. They're gonna think I'm cheating. I will say, when you get to a certain point in Madden, it like literally like cheats just to make sure that you don't kill it. Todd Gurley with a fumble recovery, or I have no idea. Oh, go crazy, Evans. Go crazy. Only have one timeout left. Oh, gotta use it right. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. There we go. Brother, you're missing. You're missing out.
No.
Oh wait, that's a roommate. My fault. I just dropped. Oh, my fault. My boy on the phone. Go tell it on the mountain.
All right, my apologies for that. I got to end it off a little early tonight.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in once again to the College Football Nightcap. Final audience count for tonight is 75. That was a great show. We've had a great one today. Well, guys, we will see you all tomorrow afternoon. Chris Gordy of Locked On SEC will be joining us to talk a lot around the SEC title and give us a full in-depth breakdown for Texas and Georgia in preparation for this weekend. So until next time, guys, I'm Lucas Hill. He is Scout. We are saying so long, and we will see you all next time on the Nightcap.